Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Liz Hayes, the new book, I'm Liz Hayes, a memoir, is available now in all good bookstores. And we thought, you know what, we've been talking about this so much, why don't we get the lady in herself? Liz Hayes, welcome to the show.
Gosh.
Are you a little bit nervous? Are you nervous this morning?
Absolutely scared.
You would be. This is media, Liz.
It is.
We'll talk you through it. You're going to be okay.
You know what's funny is that you rolled your eyes when Fitzy said, we've been talking about this book, but it's absolutely true because there are certain parts of the book that Fitzy in particular is incredibly fascinated with.
What were you expecting?
Well, we spoke about this, the dog days with Singo, and you were married to John Singleton for a while there, but the reason that the dog got in the way of your relationship, and Thug was his original dog.
Thug was.
And
there was Son of Thug.
Son of Thug.
Awesome.
I've got two favourite lines from the book. Understanding my place in the Singleton abode ultimately proved to be a tricky business, especially after I realised Son of Thug was not the only one trying to get into the sack.
Well, he attracts a lot of, people. I mean, I don't know quite how to deal with it, but I actually thought if I wrote the story like that, that would be enough.
But the other part of this story was, Kate loved this part as well, is that there was, a moment there where you knew that the marriage wasn't going too well, but you had a very good friend of yours who said, Julie was your friend, Liz, we got to get away. I don't like the people that you're hanging around with, and I'm going to take you overseas, and we are going away on a let-it-rip trip.
Oh, I love this, Liz.
It is. Can I just set it up properly, though? I mean, things were not going so well. Things were coming apart, I think, and I found a letter on the table, the dining room table, and said, take Beth Ryan out for a run.
And that was your original name, wasn't it?
Beth Ryan, yes. And so my good girlfriend Julie said, yeah.
Let's go.
Why don't we?
And so
let's do a let's let it rip trip. So off we went to London and Paris, really, and just went through France, and we let rip. I don't know how to put it any other way.
I know. I think your imagination can run wild, but the fact that I know that Liz Hayes has a dark side is also so wonderful.
Not to have a dark side would be very dull.
I know.
I think you all have to have a little moment in your life.
Oh, I agree.
Or several, if you can.
If you can. When I looked through the book, I stumbled across a photo of a very beautiful man. His name's Richard Wilkins.
Oh, gosh.
It goes on to say that you lived with the Big Dickie.
I did live with the man I knew to be Richard.
Yes,
actually.
For how long did you live with Richard for?
A couple of years.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. So this is when you were both at 9?
Yes.
Do you know what? We love him so much. On this show, we do have a segment called The Urban Dick where we get people to tell stories about Richard Wilkins. Would you like to play?
It's Dickie Wilkins, what do you know? Have you got a story? Give it a go. Who did he pick up? Who did he flick? Here's the mic, it's an Urban Dick.
Okay, so what have you got for us, Liz?
Well, I'm definitely not going to betray my Dickie, but I will tell you that one of the great joys of having Dickie in my life was that in his bathroom, he had his own bathroom, he had the most magnificent array of hair products.
Oh, he would have loved this.
Something I've never seen. If you look back, his hair and mine looked almost the same.
Are you serious? Well,
yes, and mine was described as being a bit Barry Manilow at the time.
Really? What a compliment. So would he be pretty heavy on the hairdryer, sort of half an hour
No,
before?
he had mousse. He had great stuff. I loved him for
Liz,
it.
why didn't you and Richard ever fall into each other's arms?
Oh, no, he was very busy.
Yeah. Liz, he would have had a couple of cracks over the years, though, wouldn't he?
That is such an unkind thing to say.
Beaks, keep it classy.
He did not
once.
take advantage of the situation.
Well,
It's quite
really.
something.
Liz, can you give me one
Thank
more
you.
story before you go?
Yes.
Can you tell me about your most favourite celebrity interview, the one you love doing with Mariah Carey?
Mariah Carey. Look, everyone loves Mariah Carey, and I wished I could. We were to interview Mariah in New York. It was scheduled at 8 p.m. And she click-clacked in around about 3 a.m.
And you were still there, Liz?
You know what? That's a very good question because my producer, Nick Granaway, and I kept looking at each other. We'd keep going because she was just in the next room.
Yeah.
And every time they'd just say, look, she's going to be here in a minute. And just went on with here in a minute for so long and we just all passed out.
How was the chat at 3 a.m.?
Oh, well, she was so sweet.
Of course.
You know, and when I walked back to our hotel and the cleaners were, mopping the floors at the hotel foyer, I was like, what the hell happened to me?
Yeah.
Did I really interview Mariah Carey?
It's so good. The new book, I'm Liz Hayes, a memoir, is available now in all good bookstores, or download the ebook.
Yeah.
And we love you, Liz. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks, Liz.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.